Yeah, turn me up a little bit. Yeah, this for prime time. Barstool Sports, baby. Trap. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline.
Welcome to 21st in Prime.
Great show today. Remember, swipe up. I have a special. This is like my special show. The two greatest athletes in my mind ever going to be on the show. Joining us a little bit later on, Bo Jackson.
Wow.
That's right. Bo Jackson,
That's my man.
Deion Sanders.
That's my man.
Like I said, they're 1 and 2 on my list. Where they fit as the craziest athletes of all time, I don't know. But Deion, I want to start with, you give a word of the day. You've been doing, 30
Long
now
time.
plus
Yeah,
years.
long time.
Word of the day, motivation of the day. And
It derives from when I first wake up, the first thought that comes to my spirit.
And that's,
I run with it.
And that's the word for the nation. I want to pick one, and I want you to kind of talk about what you mean by that. We're going to keep moving
Okay.
into the show. Make a difference today.
Okay, can I do it like I'm in church?
Exegetically, then. That's
There
what
you
we're
go. I like that word,
exegetically.
because
Yes.
you always have
Yes.
words I don't understand.
Yes,
Okay.
exegetically.
Okay, let's start over.
Let's start over.
Okay.
The word of the day.
Okay.
Make a difference today.
We ain't got time for tomorrow. Quit looking at your calendar. I'm talking about right now. Right now.
Make somebody happy today.
It ain't all about you. Give and it shall be given unto you. That's what the book says.
Press down, shake, and get it.
Yeah, but give and it shall be given.
Encourage somebody today.
You're going to run into somebody that needs to be uplifted, that needs to be inspired, that needs to be motivated.
Bless someone today.
Yeah, you got to bless somebody. That doesn't oftentimes mean monetarily. That means just do something that's uncommon to you, that results in a blessing for someone else.
This is
It's
an
a
interesting-
simple gesture.
This is an interesting one. Show love to a complete stranger today just because.
Just because. Because everything can't be reciprocated. You can't look to give so it's coming back to you all the time. Sometimes just give for no apparent reason at all to a complete stranger. Somebody that don't even have the capacity to bless you back.
If we're able to do these things, we can bring forth change.
The key word in that is we. If we're able to do that, and we could bring forth change. We always want change to come, but we don't want to play our role in making change happen.
Speaking of change has happened in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna call him one of your sons.
One of my sons.
One of your son, one of your children.
Who came out to stay for a moment in time this summer.
Could I call this son a prodigal?
Yes, you
son?
can. Because he is that.
Antonio Brown. I skills wise, I still believe, arguably, other than
The best.
Cleveland, the best receiver to run the whole route tree. For those, people see guys run around, they catch the ball.
Could play
see
inside,
fast guys.
play outside the numbers, could run routes. You jam him, you're going to have a problem if you bump him. Run after catch, hands, rack. He could do it all.
Coach Prout, okay, let's back up before we get on the field and what will happen here or there. What has happened to AB?
The AB got caught up in the AB. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Antonio Brown got caught up into being AB.
Okay.
That's what happened. Chad Johnson got caught up into being Ocho Cinco. Terrell Owens got caught up into being T.O. Michael Irvin got caught up in being the playmaker. I could go all day because we got time.
Did Prime,
you see
did
the
Deion
pattern?
get caught up in being
Not at the extent that they caught up.
to where
Because
it
it
could have
never
led to something?
Yes,
I got
but
you.
because it never disabled me or disarmed me.
So that is the key. Is that in this conversation it starts with you can go too far.
Yeah.
And
I wasn't gonna do nothing to hurt me and to hurt the family because I got the whole family on my back walking up a ladder of stairs.
Right.
So I was never gonna do anything. Now, something emotionally that everyone could detect, that's why I had my problems, my trials and tribulations. But these gentlemen that I just mentioned, they did something detrimental that ended up hurting their game.
And when you look at, because see, the thing about it, and I know you as a real father because you're closer to it, it always hurts. It always hurts to see guys make that fall. Mm-hmm. And you know, because I think I sent you a text the other day. AB.
I could add Dez on to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's several.
I could add Dez on to that.
Okay.
And the reason it hurts me as a father, as a man, because all these guys I just mentioned didn't get the opportunity. Now this is deep. I want y'all to turn your TV up, turn your radio up, wherever you at. Turn your phone up
Look
as
at
well.
your ISO right there. Just so
turn your phone up as well.
Yeah.
They didn't get an opportunity to put a period, an exclamation mark on their careers. Think about it. Mike ended in injury.
Yeah.
T.O. ended. Chad ended. Dez ended. They didn't get an opportunity to walk away from the game. The game walked away from them. Ooh, that hurts.
That's deep.
That hurts.
Yeah. $200 million. Mm-hmm. You know how much $200 million is?
I wish I had it.
You know how much $200
May
million?
not be him right now. But.
Between AB and Le'Veon, which is a name
Wow.
we didn't mention.
I like Le'Veon.
$200 million gone. At the end of the day, they may see 40 of $200 million.
Why?
I don't know. It just that's the question.
Decisions. Wow. Decisions. Now Le'Veon's in a little different situation. Le'Veon chose to go to a place where the grass looked green, but it had no water. It was just, but it had no water. See, all money ain't good money. What you mean, Prep? All money ain't good money. Because that money there with the Jets has no longevity. Because when you're with a bad team, like Le'Veon was with a bad team with the Jets, you have no value when you're a great player. It came a point in time, Jamie, I ain't having no value with Atlanta. I was doing my job. I was still going to be that dog out there. I was still going to shut it down, but we weren't going to win. So that eliminated my value.
One more time. Losing franchises
Devalue you.
Devalue.
Because they're not going to win. So why would they pay you a king's ransom and you ain't going to win no way?
You know, one of the things I'm very excited about, Miami Dolphins, obviously big fan of the show, because when I said it's time to start Tua,
they did. I think they listened to you.
But here's what's interesting about this. And you know, it's easy to say, and like I said, the reason I believe they needed to start him had to do nothing other than, like we always talk about, you can't get time back when you start talking about football. You raised valid points in conversation we had in the past, specifically about worrying about ruining a guy if it's too soon. But here you have a team that's playing well.
They playing all right.
No. For what
they playing all right,
for
though.
what they have. I'm saying no. They're not Kansas City. They're not Tennessee of that level. But started from the bottom. They are their quarterback is the guy that they're all. He is the guy. Normally, when you have a backup-y quarterback who's starting, they're not the guy. I found it very interesting, and to me, you know, I think a leadership that the coach would, despite the fact that all the guys are rallying around him, the best interest of the franchise long term.
Where are you going long term with the situation that you have?
I agree.
He's a comma.
Correct. I agree.
He's just there in the midst of the sentence, knowing that the sentence will continue. He's a comma.
But do you?
How is a comma gonna get sensitive? That made me mad. You know darn well on draft day when they drafted Tua, what was the deal? They brought you in and told you what the deal was. Now, just so happened you playing all right. Y'all may be winning a little bit. You ain't winning a lot.
Right.
They all right.
But he to me had.
You can't get intoxicated with the moment. He got intoxicated with the moment.
But it still was his moment.
Yeah, it was his moment.
I know.
But you can't get intoxicated with the moment and make a monument out of the moment. He trying to make a monument out of the moment.
But shouldn't he respond to that? I think he should.
Yeah, he handled that wrong. No. Because he knew what time it was. It's not like he just got there. Wasn't he there previously?
And they replaced him the other time.
Okay, so
Rosen.
why in the world did they draft a quarterback in the top 10 picks if he was doing his job?
Well, he was doing
Jamie,
his job.
stop.
Wait.
Stop.
He's doing his job for the abilities that he has.
So what is that, a discount?
Yeah.
No.
No, but my point, well, 2 points. Number one, I like the reaction from this standpoint because I want somebody that just wants to win all the time, no matter who I am, backup, whatever. I want that.
I like that.
I want
that's
that.
admirable.
I do want
now,
that.
That's
I do
admirable.
want that reaction. That said, to your point, it's what the reality is. And see, and that's where it goes different. And now I agree with you on the reality. This dude was drafted, as was the guy they bought in last year, Rosen, to be the same thing, to be the future, because you're year 12, journeyman, great guy.
Great guy.
But you're
Great
here
guy.
as a journeyman.
But he's a warmer.
Yeah.
He's a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
He's a comma.
He's a comma. He's
He's an apostrophe.
He's apostrophe.
He's all of that.
Well, wait a minute. Apostrophe, doesn't it have two?
No, it's a little one thing. Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Comma, apostrophe.
Apostrophe S.
Apostrophe. Okay.
That's it.
So one dish. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He know what time it was. It's Tua's turn.
Oh, there's no question, man.
Yeah.
We agree there. Let's talk about another turn situation. Last week, by the way, I want to talk about Pepsi first before I go into talking about our friends. And it was something that
That's
you
my
said.
official
like,
drink
love,
when I'm watching
yes,
sports.
love.
That's my official drink when I'm watching
I know.
sports.
Tell about the Pepsi machine.
Well, that's what everybody wants as a kid.
Yeah.
You want your own machine, man.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait to get one.
Yeah. But it was more than all of those different drinks. But the thing about Pepsi, and this is what I appreciate, when you think about it, as you say, it is our official drink, is that, and there's nothing like kind of just sitting around and watching games. And the thing about it, the breadth of all the different types of beverages that Pepsi has is amazing. And you want sweet, you want a little sugar, you want a little sting, you want to do all these different things. But I just love the fact that, here you are sitting around, go to the refrigerator, pull out what you want to pull out. And by the way, Pepsi has done a lot of amazing things. And we want you to log on to madeforfootballwatching.com. Pepsi's got a lot of different promotions that are happening out there. And so therefore, the best thing that you can do, stay attracted to what's going on there. They have sponsored halftimes of Super Bowls. You might stumble up on some Super Bowl tickets, and we got to figure that whole thing out as well. But the one thing I want you to do is remember this. Log on to madeforfootballwatching.com and check out what's next for Pepsi. I want people to go back to, you basketball fans, you sports fans in general, but last week's show was very interesting from a couple of different reasons. We had Chris Paul and Amari Hardwick on last week, but we got into
there was some good shows.
It was amazing. We've had a lot of great, amazing shows, but what was interesting there was, to me, CP3. Here we are in the NBA today. I've always believed in today's NBA, you got to have a super team. I think the last 20 years.
What do you mean a super team?
A super team is you're going to have to put some guys together.
No, what you mean is three dogs. Just say that.
But that's super team.
Well, what I'm
you can't
saying,
afford-
say that.
3 dogs, but it could be 2.
No.
It
A
could-
super team is really not
There's 2 dogs in LA right now.
Yeah, but you got a whole bunch of other
But that's what
you
I'm
got
saying.
a whole bunch of other animals that bite.
Yeah, but they're dangerous. But
You
there's
got- you-
there's
no.
2 dogs.
There's 2 grown
The 2 dogs.
Yes.
The 2 grown men beat the team with 1
Okay,
grown man.
but we could say this. You're right. They had 2 dogs.
Right.
But they have several other guys that have really bitten in their careers. They might not have the ferocity of a hyena,
Right.
but they still can bite.
Yes.
Okay?
They're dangerous.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think all of those teams, I think it comes back to the point of, you got to match force with force. Miami didn't stand a chance because
Miami had
they
nobody
didn't
with
have
Jimmy.
enough force.
You had Jimmy Butler. You had a couple other cats, but they're not ready. They wasn't ready for that light at that moment.
Pat Riley says, because I want to get into best spot for conversation we had with CP3, which is not the Lakers, by the way.
That's a lie.
It's just
How?
one ball, bro.
And
One ball.
he's not a hoarder.
Yes, he is. When it
CP3
comes to,
is not a hoarder.
When it not shoot. See, there's a difference between hoarder shooting the ball and running the offense. CP3, Westbrook, those guys are they are true point
Did you
guards.
not see CP3 in Houston where he ain't have no choice but to share the rock?
No.
But because he was playing with ball happy?
No, he's not a scorer that way that he has, but he is a
distributor.
point guard. He is the
Distributor.
point guard that I'm going to run
But
the
he's a
offense.
team guy.
He is a team guy. But it's still, but
So you
one
don't
of the
think he'll
problems-
go on to the other side of the court and with LeBron and
No. He's
they
gonna
playing a
want-
two-man game on one side of the court, and when you have to swing it, he got that.
He is not going to want the pound.
You can't tell me
He's
what
gonna-
a man wants
he's
that ain't
gonna
never.
want
How you gonna tell me what a man wants that ain't never won a ring? Don't you think he want a ring more than he want the ball? I would want a ring more than I want the ball. That's why I left y'all in Atlanta. Or did you leave me first?
I think we left you first.
You left me first.
We didn't want to.
That's bad,
We
dog.
knew we couldn't.
How you leave me like that?
Well, I didn't leave you. They left you. If
No.
I had the money.
You left. Did you leave first?
No, I was there.
So you was there when I left.
Yes, I was there several
Oh.
years after you left. Yeah,
Well,
that was,
I ain't-
yeah,
I ain't
that
know.
was, no, Houston, Hoover
Hoover
Jackson
left
State.
and went to Cleveland.
Hoover left.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you left me
Love you,
first.
Hoover. Yeah, he left. No, he left.
I thought you
but,
left me.
But the thing about it, here's how and this is why.
Well, that's why I
my
left.
favorite
'Cause
players.
I want the ring.
But
Hey, keep the money. Because if I get the ring, I'm gonna get the money.
you're gonna get the money. I'm not convinced. Kyrie Irving, case in point, in my
You
opinion.
can't bring him up with
No.
those guys.
No.
Kyrie is not that guy.
No. Kyrie was a point guard.
And
Part of the
no,
reason
Kyrie was a scorer.
he was a point guard
He's
that
a
was a
scorer.
He was a point guard who was a scorer.
He's a scorer.
He's a point guard who was a scorer.
Okay,
This
give me somebody.
AI is a point guard.
That's a great. That's a
he's
great
a
analogy.
point guard who's a scorer.
Now, for people just listening and you
Allen
don't see my
Iverson.
animation, you can't put Kyrie in the same breath as AI. That's a cuss word to me in my era.
But they played
AI is AI.
They played the same
And?
position. Yes.
AI and Kyrie, you can't say that. Jamie, you
Yes.
get if
Yes.
you go in the hood, you get
Yes.
shot at. You get shot
might.
at saying that in the inner city.
But-
you cannot put Kyrie. AI was a dog.
AI
And you gonna bring Kyrie up?
pound for pound.
It ain't got nothing to do with no pound. This ain't boxing.
No. It's pound for pound.
Uh-uh.
Arguably the toughest person
I don't
on
wanna
the
hear no
planet.
pound.
But what
I don't
I'm
wanna hear no
saying, but
pound.
what I'm saying about the reason Kyrie left, in my opinion, is because the point couldn't be run through
No.
him because
The
LeBron
reason-
has to be the point.
Kyrie left is he wanted to be the man.
The
As long
point.
as the man is there, you
He
ain't gonna never
want-
be the
he-
man. Let me tell you something about that. I'm glad you said
Okay.
that. A guy that wants to be the man will never be the man because the guy that's the man don't want to be the man because he is the man. Oh Lord, be proud you preached then. Oh God, that was
down,
good.
slow down.
Oh, I'm gonna say that again.
Slow down.
The guy that wants to be the man would never be the man. Because you can't want to be what you already are. Now the guy that's the man, he don't never want to be the man because he is the man. You
Now-
talking to him right now.
Now.
I ain't never tried to be the man. I ain't never tried to be that because I was that. Fill in the blank.
Ooh, that's a bad word.
Yeah. I said fill in the blank.
Back
I ain't
to
cuss.
two guys. One is Westbrook. The other one is CP3. There's no existence for them unless they are stirring the drink. Now you raise
That's
a
not
different.
true.
Now, hang on. You raise a different argument about winning a championship, and I'm not saying you're wrong. But watching what I have watched, again, I've never said I'm not trying to say CP3 is a ball hawk because Magic slash LeBron, because that's what he is the point forward. He's the point forward.
True.
Them point guards don't like that. Westbrook is going to be point guard. I'm going to be the alpha because I'm the alpha. I believe the
How
same
can
thing.
you bring up Westbrook
Because they're the
when
same
he
alpha.
plays with Harden?
Because he's still the alpha. When you are a point guard
he
made of
is,
it,
but he shares the rock.
and everybody would share the rock, but the question is, how is the rock being shared? I'm not going to be second.
Let me put it
I'm
like
not
this.
going to be. CP3 is not going to be the side chick as a point guard.
I like
and
that.
sharing the rock.
Nah, I like that.
You see what I'm saying? Westbrook is not going to be a side chick. They don't have a problem giving the money up. They're not trying to score. They're trying to win. But handling that ball.
I'm sorry. I'm losing my thinking right now.
Okay.
Who's my old vet, the old guard that plays for the Lakers that came in and gave us great minutes?
Rondo.
Rondo.
Rajon Rondo.
So what role did Rondo play?
But Rondo's not that alpha.
Boy, I almost said something.
No.
I almost cussed. I almost cussed then. Rondo ain't no alpha.
No. He's not that.
He ain't that alpha. Rondo is an alpha.
He is a alpha-ish.
Ish.
And he's right. And again,
alpha-ish.
And he's not in.
How can you be alpha-ish?
He is not the
Anything
guy.
with ish does not constitute a man.
No, well then he's
Ish.
alpha. No, he's alpha then. I don't mean that. I don't mean to do
Yeah.
it that way. But he ain't that kind of alpha. These are
Rondo ain't that kind of alpha.
Rondo is not the kind of alpha that CP3 has been and Westbrook has been.
Well, you saying because
I'm
of the
just talking
scoring
about,
ability.
No, not the score. Has nothing to do with
Rondo is a coach on the dirt.
It's
Jamie.
not about coaching. This is control
That's
of the
what
offense.
Rondo controls the tempo,
No.
the pace. He's directing traffic. He's that.
Let me help you with Rondo. This is Rondo's game now.
And Rondo was hitting that jumper too, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, when Rondo started hitting the jumper, you know there's a win.
This is today's Rondo, not the Boston Celtics Rondo. This is not the Boston Celtics.
In the playoffs, it was.
Here you go.
In the playoffs, it was.
There's a difference between making plays.
Uh-uh.
There's a difference between making plays. Rondo, as soon as he go on the court, here you go, LeBron.
No, dog.
And get what you want to do.
Dog.
And then send
Dog,
that thing to me, LeBron.
I don't know what TV you was
I'm
watching.
watching
I got a
that.
TV in every room, and I ain't not one of my TVs showed me that.
Anytime you
I
see
got a
like
TV
this,
in the shower.
years ago.
I really do got a TV in the shower,
You
and
do.
I'm telling you, it didn't show me that.
And in the steam
Yeah, I got.
room.
No, I ain't got one.
Well,
steam
no,
room,
but you
the
can see
steam.
from the steam from the
True.
from the steam room,
True.
weight room,
Yeah.
and all that. Just you know. Is that a health hazard or? Like,
No, it's not.
You got all the wires and all that stuff. What I'm saying to you about
You're
Mr.
wrong.
Rondo is that he is not the alpha today.
That's not true.
He's like that. He's
I'm
like
not
that.
gonna- Hey,
He's
Rondo.
like that.
Rondo,
he's
please.
like that.
Rondo,
Hey.
please call your boy
Hey.
because I got to bring you on the
Hey.
show because you got to let him know. Rondo, holler at your boy
Hey.
Prime, man.
Hey.
I got your back. I don't know what Jamie talking
He is
about.
like that lion that's in the zoo that's been there for 25
so
years.
you think he
and
the
his
old
eyes,
lion and he just
his
roared?
eyes glazed over. He still got game, still got a.
No, you gotta stop. You ain't gonna even talk about Rondo like that. I'm not.
I'm
gonna
a
let you do
Rondo
like that.
fan.
Rondo gave me great minutes, man.
Yes.
Rondo was the difference in the playoffs to me.
Okay, hang on a second. Okay, so I just want to think. I'm gonna catch you in your own.
Kiss me.
Okay, so have you ever said that about Westbrook or Chris Paul? Yeah, Chris Paul gave you some great minutes.
No, because Rondo,
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
has been a time. Has been a time.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, and this is what I appreciate specifically. Westbrook is a fascinating player to me, beyond his athletic abilities, and nothing I'm talking about has to do with scoring.
I love me.
It has nothing to do with scoring. It has to do but these guys have to run the show, and that's why I believe
not true.
Kyrie should not have left LeBron. His ego got in the way. His ego got in the way.
I told you 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh, we
How
gotta
you
go there.
now run back around the circle and get to that? I told you that 15 minutes ago.
And
How you get back to that 15 minutes
but
later?
what I'm saying to you, these two guys, the whole conversation centers around
The whole
the
conversation.
fit for CP3.
fits
To me,
around-
LA is not a fit
CP3 wants a ring. How don't a ring fit?
because he can go get a ring and then he fit
Where from?
right across town.
He ain't going back to the Clippers.
Why not?
Do
why
you
not?
know how he left the Clippers?
Okay, but the coach is gone.
It's
now.
like saying one of us going back to our exes. You know how we left our
See,
exes?
now you want to end the thing.
I'm
Okay.
just telling you the
All right,
truth.
now we gotta go.
We ain't going
All
back.
right, now we gotta go.
Always in the game, never ever on the sideline.
Prime, I gotta tell you, man, I am just in love with my Georgia boots, man.
You got the right to be.
Oh my gosh, man. You know, it's just you want to start talking about just like changing the game. And, and boots have been, shoes, your feet, women have always had the advantage of making sure they got 1,800 different ways to make their feet feel well, heels or not.
Heels
Nobody's taken thought about the man, and nobody even thought about the boot. Well, if a man is working, okay, and he's doing what he needs to do, he needs to be comfortable. And that's why I love our friends at Georgia Boot. They've got over 80 years in the game. And what the thing that I see that they're doing is they're changing the game because they're bringing boots to the market and they're bringing clothing to the market for the work, but they're also doing it for the casual. And when you think about it, that's what's important to them. Georgia Boot makes a super comfortable boot. That boot includes all of the things that you need. Every time I'm wearing the boots, people are asking me. I was in the airport the other day, as I mentioned before. They were asking me, what do you got going on right there? Well, just got to travel a little bit. We're here in Jackson, at the compounds of Jackson State University, Coach Prime. But also, traveling to Dallas back and forth.
That's right.
And being able to get on the plane comfortably, having a good soul, because you don't want to wear sneakers all the time as well. So I really love what they're doing there. But they also have, by the way, a special offer for those out there. So we want you to log on to GeorgiaBoot.com and use the promotional code PRIME.
I like that.
And so what kind of discount are we going to give
21%.
them? 21%.
That's what I heard. That's the rumor.
How much was that again?
21%, baby.
If you're looking for a great boot, you're looking for a stylish boot, I'm telling you right now, log on to GeorgiaBoot.com and use the code PRIME because they're going to give you what?
21%.
That's GeorgiaBoot.com.
Always in the game, never ever on the sideline.
And welcome back to 21st and Prime. Finally, Prime, Big Ten playing football. And
why weren't they playing football?
Well,
when everybody else was playing football.
But they had concerns. They didn't have their protocols.
How did they have concerns if the SEC had concerns? ACC had concerns. Everybody got concerns.
But
what makes them more special than everybody else?
Because they felt they wanted to proceed to where when they got their plan right and was ready to go, then not to mention they learned from everybody else, they felt it was time to make that move. But in making that move, it begs this question for me.
Beg it.
From the standpoint, Coach Prime. Now I got to call on the coach.
I like that.
Coach Prime. Mm-hmm. The NCAA, they finally got it right with a 4-team tournament. They got that piece of it kind of right.
Right.
But you got 5 conferences, Power 5 conferences, and everybody's not represented here or there. 8 is the magic number. Now, Major League Baseball, they created this little tournament thingy-dooey that they're doing, and it's coming down. They're down to the end of what their little tournament thingy-dooey is. Why not 8 games, Coach?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one on me. Why not 8 games? I think 8 is too many, honestly. I really do.
Division champ, so a conference champion in the tournament. So everybody at least who wins their conference gets a ticket in.
Some conferences are a little fluffier than others.
Right.
So why would you put David versus Goliath? That don't make sense.
Well, it
don't matter.
But what it does though, it eliminates any question.
Who's asking the question?
There are questions being asked because every year somebody gets slipped out of the 4-team tournament. Number one,
Yeah.
One of the conferences always has some team. They don't play football out west.
You can't play all the way to February. Now, come on now.
But you don't have to.
If you keep on going, you're going to be
You
in
don't
February.
you don't have to keep on going. What you have is number one, and we won't get too far into the weeds on this, is you repurpose the existing bowls that are there to make those bowls now. The Weed Whacker Bowl might mean something now because it's the first round.
What I would rather do is take one of the 15 bye weeks away. Take one of those away.
But college football
They have a
doesn't
couple
have
bye weeks.
Yeah, but they don't have a problem with their calendar because think about it. They could play the national championship game on January 1st. Is what they could do because they ended the football in November.
They could play it earlier.
Right. But
that's what I mean.
They
play it
should.
earlier.
They should play it
expedite
early.
the season.
There's no reason the
To
17th
prolong
of
it.
January we're playing the college championship final game.
Right.
But that's a different conversation too. What I'm asking you is from this perspective. Number one, if you have 5 conferences that are participating in the Power 5 national championship thing, at a minimum, all the champions should at least get an opportunity. And then the SEC, as we know, is going to have 7 or 8 other teams that deserve to be there. It could be a Georgia. But my point is
I don't think all the conferences are at the same level. If that's the case, ain't no fun unless we can have some too. Let us in it.
well,
The HBCUs.
I thought that's why you were here.
That's why
I thought that's why you were here.
Oh, why can't we go to bowl? Don't even get me on that.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started with that.
Yeah.
Because we want a bowl game. Let's start off with that. I don't care if it's the homie bowl, the what you call it,
MicronPCNR.com.
the 7-Eleven bowl.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of things that
Yes,
are normally in the inner cities.
Barstool Sports Bowl.
Popeyes. I can't say that. Subway bowl.
Yes. By the way, you're not going to write none on my head, are you?
No, I'm not gonna do
Okay, I'm a fan.
Nice commercial.
That's
And a couple
great.
more
Yeah.
coming too.
Yeah.
God is good.
God is.
Yeah, God is good.
But see, to me, you eliminate all doubt because see, I don't. Well, my personal bias is the Big Ten, or wait a minute, it's the Big 12, 15. I get confused. The team that Oklahoma and them play, and that thing, what is that called? The South with Texas and them.
Yeah, that's
whatever that conference is.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it to the playoffs, then get beat both.
Right, and then the Pac-10, you could do the same thing.
Yeah,
but that still doesn't
make sense.
That still doesn't make it right. If you've got a national strategy, a national thing.
I don't think it's a national strategy.
It's supposed to be.
I don't
national.
think it's a national strategy.
It can be inclusive in the process.
I think it's a strategy to try to appease everyone and make everyone happy, and you can't do that in sports. In sports, everyone's not going to be happy. Can we forget about them and move on?
Okay.
Thank you. It'd be good.
Okay.
The Pac-15 Bowl.
Okay. The what's wrong with the Pac-15 Bowl?
You need to stop, man. Okay, come on. Let's go.
All right. Dion,
Yep.
you're a cowboy, right? Former cowboy. Or is it once a cowboy,
Yeah.
always a cowboy?
I you know what, Jamie?
Okay.
I see Jason Garrett wasn't so bad after all. You know, everybody was asking for his head. You got it. Now what you got? So that's the reason I wanted to establish that point. Am I right or wrong, though? You was asking for his head. You got it. Now what do you have? Are you better or are you worse? I just want to answer one or the other.
Well, they are worse now.
Okay, that's all I needed. So if you're worse now than you were before with another coaching regime, something tells me it's not the coaches.
No, I was a coach.
But but word came out this week that there's some grumblings going on
Right.
in-house. And first
Right.
of all, in-house grumbling should never come out because I'm trying to establish a case right now. Should never come out unless you got some not all men in the locker room. That's the only way chatter comes out of the locker room, when it's not all men in the locker room to keep family business. So now what I'm trying to establish is if you have a new coaching regime and you're worse, that means it's the players. It's not the coaches. It's the players.
Yeah.
You know what I would like for the Dallas Cowboys to do? It's something that we done that I thought was brilliant by Jerry Glanville. Okay. And I know you saying, Jerry Glanville and brilliant, I don't know what you're thinking. But this was brilliant. What we did, because oftentimes in professional sports, the offensive guys hang out with the offensive guys and the defensive guys hanging out with the defensive guys. So while me and you going to get some wings at that wonderful establishment, and it ain't a chicken
Magic
spot.
City?
Yeah. Going to get some wings at the city back in the day.
Michael,
because I ain't been
love
there.
you,
I ain't been there in 30 years.
Neither have I, but
So
love you, Mike.
now you're saying, hey man, I balled. I'm saying, you know what I did too? We don't know if we telling the truth because we didn't see each other play. But Jerry Glanville, he had us start with the opening kickoff, and we watched the film together as a team.
Yes.
And guess what we saw? We saw one of your homies that you got love for wasn't doing his job, getting his butt flat out kicked all game. Then you saw one of your homies that you got love for to play defensive tackle, getting his back blown out all game, which constitutes why they rushed for 150 yards. So we seen what each other did. I would love that big old beautiful Jumbotron or whatever they call it in Cowboy Stadium.
Jerry's TV.
I would love for them to invite all the fans in there and get the coaches with microphones and have an open film session so everybody could see what everybody was supposed to do on this particular play, so they wouldn't be blaming the coaches, and everybody would see this is why this play didn't work. Oh, we had a right call, but you ain't cover nobody. You ain't blocked nobody. You didn't complete the pass. You ran the route 2 yards too deep. I would love for that to happen, Jamie, and I rest my case.
Well, in resting your case, I like kind of where you're going, but the other part of the case is they still should have fired the previous dude because he ain't doing nothing in New York, and they needed to clean that out.
You just don't like Jason. You need to stop.
I don't have a problem with
New
Jason.
York ain't got nothing. He ain't got no deck.
That-
You ain't got no cards in your deck in New York. You have no cards in your deck.
Saquon was a card that got hurt.
Saquon was got how many yards before he got hurt? Don't make me pull that up.
Well, that's because of the line.
How many yards
situation.
before? Oh, so the line is bad now.
Yes, but
So the line was bad. You ain't say the line was bad when Eli was there, and you know I believe in Eli. You ain't give Eli that pass, but now everybody want to say the line
I
bad.
give Eli the pass.
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Famer in my mind.
He ain't a bit too far right there. Man,
He's
yeah.
going in.
He better.
Yeah.
I love me some Eli,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I love me some
That
Eli.
first ballot said something.
I love me some Eli.
Yeah, some other dudes got in. He got two.
His
chips.
open house. Hall of Fame is open
As
house.
a matter of
now.
fact, and he's got the only two chinks in the armor
True.
of the GOAT.
There you go.
And there you go.
That is true.
One of a kind, prime time is the go.
Dion, I know you're not a man who takes libations and drinks. And our friends at nodayswasted.co, they have an amazing hangover pill. But what they also have, and this is what I appreciate, and I think you will as well, is they make nutritional drinks. Okay. And you know, when you think about, you know, because in this day and age with the things that are going on around in the air, you need to fortify your immune system. The thing that I like about our friends at nodayswasted.co, by the way, there's a special code that we'll talk about in just a minute, is that they have a hydration system and an immune support beverage that, think about this, electrolytes infused watermelon lemonade. That is an incredible mixed drink that has vitamin C in it. It has vitamin D. It has also zinc in it. Just so for those of you who don't know why those three are specifically important, is as when you start talking about what's going on with COVID around the country, these three vitamins and others are critically important to helping keep you and helping fortify your immune system. And so the beauty of what we have here is No Days Wasted offers a free, risk-free purchase, by the way, so you don't have to worry about paying, and you can actually get this special offering. And Dion, I want you to tell them exactly.
First of all, I want to tell them ingredients to help promote a healthy immune system. 75% of Americans are vitamin D deficient.
That's correct.
Yeah. So you just got to pour it in the water, mix, and drink. It's just that simple. We got you 20% off your order, free shipping in the U.S. Just head over to nodayswasted.co/prime and use the promo code PRIME at the checkout. That's nodayswasted.co/prime.
And again, for those of you brothers out there and sisters out there that have one too many, I've been guilty of that. I'm not going to say, I don't condone that, but sometimes it happens. The scotch just keeps rolling. The vodka's feeling good that day. The lemon drops is going down like Kool-Aid. You can also log on there and get yourself an incredible pill that's going to help make you feel better. That is nodayswasted.co/prime. Put in the code PRIME and get yourself a 20% discount. Coming up next, Bo Jackson. Woo!
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Good morning, fellas.
There goes my man,
What's
Bo
going on,
Vincent, the greatest ever, baby.
Dion, you done had too much caffeine this morning, man.
That's how I am in the morning.
Caffeine.
That's how I'm in the morning, man. Hey, man, you're looking good, too, by the way, my brother.
Brother, listen, I'm working like a Hebrew slave. Every day in the office, actually, when I get off this call, I got to go and do some work out in my yard, move some stuff around before the snow hits. You know how it is. No, you don't, because you live in Texas.
Yes, right. I do not, and I would not ever know how it is because I'm not witness. First of all, you're a country boy anyway. So what you doing up there in the snow for all these years?
Listen, let me tell you why. I'm in Chicago the same reason you in Dallas. To get away from my crazy ass family. You know.
You said so. But why does it get like that for us, man? Why once we make it, even years after, they still crazy? It's almost like they made it.
I don't know, but I love them. I'll fight a lion with a switch for them, but I need my peace. I need my peace and quiet. I can't have folks knocking on my door every day. And you know when they come by or they call you, you know when they want something.
You know what
Two words they said. They said, look, especially if one of my brothers, I love him to death. First two words they said, look him. When they said, look him.
Look here. Look here.
Look here.
But everything's going good, man. Everything's going good. Everybody's healthy from this pandemic. We don't got nobody sick. We haven't lost nobody within the family from that. And we just blessed that everything's going good right now. That's all.
We're talking to one of my former teammates. How about this?
Teammate.
Well, we were on the Walter Camp All-American team together.
Oh, Lord.
We was on All-American team together.
That don't count. The boy, they ain't know you.
Well, and he didn't, but he still was on the same team. Anyway, okay, well, Here's the deal, Bo, and this is the thing I said. What made this special to me, I've had this conversation for years. Ask the question, who is the greatest athlete of all time? Not greatest football player. I always tell people there's two people that I can't make that decision between the two of them. It's you and Prime.
Yes.
Because, the thing about
But
it.
if it wasn't for Bo, it wouldn't have been Prime.
Well, yeah, but no, it could no.
That's the truth.
No. Hang on, because it was God that gave both of y'all that thing you have, and you couldn't hide that.
I agree.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so that talent couldn't be hid. But it seemed like also both you guys had, I think, real tough decisions to make. And I what I want to do is kind of, the baseball football thing for you both. For what was the war like? I know money was a part of it, fame was. I mean, what was the decision making about baseball, football? How did that all play out for you?
There was a war or a tug of war between football and baseball. I've been doing that since I was 8, 9, 10 years old, and not playing football, but just playing pickup football out at the rec center with my relatives and friends. But my mom didn't let me play football till the 9th grade because she said, look, if you can't make your grades, you ain't going to be on nobody's team to do nothing. So I got smart the summer between my 8th and 9th grade year in junior high and said, well, I need to batten down the hatches. I need to do what I need to do because all of my buddies were on the football team and I wasn't. And once I brought them grades up, but my mom said, I'm going to let you get a shot at. In the first week of practice, I get a hip horner. Come home limping. She said, see, I told you. You don't need to be on that football team. And so, but I convinced her to let me play. And one thing led to another. And I was a fullback. I had 2 other backs. That was just as quick as me, just as bad as me. And we ran out of the wishbone.
Right.
And the thing that happened with us is that we got the reputation is that don't let them boys from Macador get to the corner. Because if they get on the corner, you might well go and give them 6 because you ain't going to catch them. you ain't going to catch them. And we would go to high schools to play, and in the middle of their field, it's bone dry.
Right.
You get on the sideline, they have 2 inches of water standing on the sideline, and it hadn't rained in 2 weeks because they didn't want us to get on the corner. But it was things like that. I have always been competitive, always. And growing up to where I did, like I said, we didn't have much, and we go to the rec center, get free lunch during the summer. Then right after the free lunch, we go out and pick up football, or we play softball or baseball. That was our summer as kids. And once I got into organized sports, I'm like, this is easy.
Right.
And then I'm playing with kids my own age, and it was like a man playing against kids.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing with my older brothers and cousins and so forth and so on. So I was a little bit more advanced. Plus, I got my PhD as a kid from running from butt whippings. Being the 8th of 10 kids, my mother would say, catch him. And she said, but if you don't bring him back, you're going to take his butt whipping. And they run me down, bro. They run me down and drag me through the neighborhood, and I'm kicking and screaming. And the neighbors would actually come out. If it was on the weekend, the neighbors would actually come out on their porch. They said, I got to see this one here. Because I saw the one a couple of days ago. So running has always been, and I'm quite sure that Dion can attest to this, is that some folks said that I was running before I could walk.
That's right.
And it's just, I always chasing my older cousins, brothers, buddies, doing this. So when I got to play with kids my own age, it was a piece of cake.
Does it bother you, man, that you don't see anybody anymore playing dual sports. Not even in high school. Like they make these kids now choose one thing, and that's it.
Well, Deion, there was only one Deion Sanders, one Bo Jackson. And we did it. And the reason we did it out of necessity, because as they say, idle time is a devil's workshop.
That's right.
We did it to stay out of trouble.
That's right.
Period. We did it to stay out of trouble. But now, and I don't see it as bad, but everybody want their kid to be the next Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, LeBron James, so forth and so on. And the thing that they got to realize is that you can't buy that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pay for that. If they don't have it naturally, if the man upstairs didn't give it to them naturally, they can get it. Yeah, but they can work at getting to that point. But if it's not natural, then brother, God bless. Do what the man upstairs gave. Use the talent that he gave you and be happy with it. But the thing that gets me, but you said, and I say this just like you, but the talent pool is so deep in sports these days. If anybody tried to do what you and I did, they would be riding the bench in both.
That's right.
They would be riding the bench in both. Because look at baseball right now. Dion, can you imagine you and I at 23, 24 years old?
Wow.
Doing this time right now?
It would be unbelievable, man.
Dion, but in the salaries, these kids are turning down.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I actually look at that. I look at the thing that gets me now, but I don't watch too much football, baseball, or basketball. Now, the reason for football, baseball, because it's like this. But I ask everybody that asks me, I'll be out with somebody golfing or fishing or hunting, and somebody say, "Did you see that game last night?" And I look at them like, "What game?"
Right.
What game? I live in Chicago. We got the Bears, the White Sox, the Cubs, the Blackhawks. We got all these teams here. They said, "Did you see that game last night?" I said, "What game?" And then they tell me, I said, "Look, man." And I said, "I don't mean this in a negative way." I said, "You are a CPA, right?" I said, "Would you go home, turn on the TV, and watch somebody do taxes all damn day?"
You right.
But I said, that used to be my job. Oh, I love it. I respect it because it helped me get to where I am. I said, but I don't want to go home and watch my job. I want to do something different. I want to get away from when I'm out here, I'm not Bo Jackson. When I'm out bird hunting, I'm not Bo Jackson. And so forth and so on. So with me, even when I do see a little bit of it, I'm not going to say it's frustrating, but it's disappointing because let me ask you this. When the last time you watched a baseball game and saw a baseball game to where everybody's doing the basics? When was the last time you saw a hit and run?
Right.
Everybody's swinging for the fence now. You either hit it out the park or strike out.
That's right.
Either hit it out the park or strike out. Nobody practiced base stealing. Nobody practiced hit and runs. Nobody practiced hitting the cutoff man and so forth and so on. And in football, I'll say the same thing. Nobody wrap up and tackle no more. With me being a ball carrier, my coach taught us, number one, he said, I know you can run, but I'm going to teach you how to carry that football. He said, that football is like your newborn baby. Don't ever put it on the ground and keep it away from the enemy. It's like this. And I watch technique. I don't see nobody hitting or wrapping up. Everybody's running into each other and trying to use their shoulder pads but to knock the ball carrier down. And I'm like, if I played during this era, I'd be averaging 350, 400 yards a game.
And you would.
That's right.
And
I
you
would be average.
You did then.
Because nobody wraps up anymore. They run into each other with the pads. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing, but
No, it's a bad
the way they've
thing.
been
That's a
doing
bad
it.
thing. That's a bad thing. Bro.
I'm not knocking anybody. God bless them. I'm not knocking anybody, but it's a technique. It's like anybody that carries that ball, no. You know, to Dion, what's the thing that I see is that, especially when a running back or a receiver or anybody break a long run, got the ball in the wrong hand. If you're running down the right sideline, the ball should be closer to the sideline. Because number one, if you're carrying it in your left hand, running down the right side, you don't got nothing to defend yourself from the pursuer.
That's right.
Put it in your left hand. Even it's like this. You got 5 seconds on the clock, and you get tackled on the 2-yard line in the time run out because you got the ball in the left hand. You done lost the game. You put it in your right hand, you can stiff arm that guy, and you can fall for another 2 yards. Period. And so it's different things, like different techniques that I look at. And I don't watch it, but like I said, what I see on the news, I watch it. Whenever my wife and daughter make me take them to a game down at Auburn, which I go kicking and screaming. I love my university. I love the Auburn Tigers, but I sit on that sideline and I watch the game and I watch the clock. I watch the game and I watch the clock. And that's just me.
You know, Bo, Jamie was there the first time you and I officially met.
And Jesse Solomon.
It wasn't pleasant. I don't like it. I've told everybody about it. I'm sure we gonna play the clip while I'm talking about it. But Jamie was on the field the first time you and I officially met.
Yep.
And I didn't
When
like
I come out that pack, I come out the backside.
Yep.
And down the field, gave the guy one guy, and I
That
don't
was
know,
Jesse Solomon, the one
got
guy.
down to about the 10,
Yep.
and you come out of nowhere like a hornet.
Yeah.
Where the hell did he come from? Didn't know you. You had on the Florida State uniform. So I just put the brakes on, swatted you down.
You ain't put no brakes on. You kept going. You didn't even stop. You didn't even break stride and just swatted me down. The sad thing about it, after I got up, I went to the sideline and my boys were laughing. They were screaming, laughing over there. I said, at least it's Bo Jackson. At least it was Bo Jackson. Now, how about that?
I hear you, man. I hear you. But you know something? Being an old man like I am now, but I miss those days.
Yeah.
I miss those days. And I sit up and I think about those days and so forth and so on. So that's how I get my feel. I think about back when we played, think about my teammates, think about other teams that we played and so forth and so on. And me and my teammates, we sit around and talk. We sit around and talk about old times. And we enjoy that. We enjoy that.
One thing that you don't realize to this day, you don't understand how good you made me feel one time when I was with the Reds, and I came to Chicago. Remember we sat in the locker room the whole game. And that's the first time we sat and talked.
Yeah, man. That's what it's all about.
Jamie, we sat in the locker room. Bo came over and came to the locker room. And we sat in the locker. It's Sunday. I think I was off it. I wasn't playing anyway. And we sat and talked for the first time. And I wish it was a camera there to hear this conversation. Because, like, I'm a kid and, like, man, I'm talking to Bo. Because there's a rivalry that they created. You know, like, Bo versus, like, hey, we ain't playing. What is this about? Both of us doing something that ain't been done. But we sat and talked for the first time in our lives, man, and it was poetry.
I was going to say, what jumps out to you, Bo, about that time when you both were doing both your things? What memories come to mind?
The thing about it, but the thing that jumps out to me, but is that we were equally talented, but we went about our jobs totally opposite ways. Meaning, I was quiet do my job, didn't talk at nobody, didn't. And Dion was from the first play. Oh, you gonna have a bad day today, brother. He's talking to you. You gonna have a bad day today. You need to tell that quarterback he need to throw it to the other side of the field. If you come this way, it's gonna be pick six. I'm just telling you right now. I'm just so we both made our names and earned our reputation by playing hard and had the respect of everybody because they knew once we stepped on the field, they knew we stepped just on the field. Make sure you know where number 21 is. Make sure you know where number 34 is.
At all times.
But we hope and pray both of them suckers are on the sideline.
At all times. At all
There
times.
you go.
Jamie, we went at it two totally different ways, like both said, but we represented every kid in the country. We represented, because you were either that kid or you was this kid. And we represented everyone. And it was no between the inner city, it wasn't no who you ride with, boy, prime. It was none of that.
Right.
Like it is it Jordan? Is it LeBron? It was none of that. It was just, hey man, these boys are some dogs.
See, and a lot of people don't realize is that I kept up with Dion from the standpoint is that we were doing the same thing. And it was like, it was us against the world because we were doing both.
Mm-hmm.
There were some people that didn't like it, but you know something? They couldn't do a damn thing about it.
Right.
They couldn't do a damn thing about it. And there were some people that said, hey, more power to you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. I want my son to be just like it. I want this and that. And things were good for us. But I would watch to see what Dion's doing. I think the last time that I actually witnessed him play is when I love him to death, is when he shut down Jerry Rice. Period. Told Jerry Rice, I'm going to shut you down. And he shut him down. Now, that's doing your job. Against a Hall of Famer like that, that's doing your job. That's doing your job.
I got a phone call a couple years ago, and first of all, it ain't but two voices you really know.
Yeah.
Reggie White, oh, yeah, he's gone.
That's right.
Yeah. And both. Excuse me, Prime, you owe me.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
got from-
we going to talk about that. We gonna talk about that. I know exactly what you're going to say.
Why do I owe you, Bo?
Listen, Kansas City Royals come to New York Yankee Stadium. George Steinbrenner back up in the booth. And I didn't have too good a feeling with George Steinbrenner because he lied on me because I didn't come to the Yankees when I come out of high school. Prime time with New York. I'm with Kansas City. And I don't know who was pitching that night, but I'm glad he was on the mound. And it was kind of to be the Bo and Prime show.
Man, this man hit the ball so far, man.
Big city lights.
That was the first time I seen him play.
First
Live.
at bat. I think it was my first at bat. I hit one on the subway tracks in right field. Second at bat, I hit one in the statues out in the left center.
Left center. Bomb.
Third at bat, I hit one straight away center. Boom. Got 7 ribbies, and it's just a 6 inning. Dion, right after I hit the third one, Dion come up, and I was playing center. And he hit a bullet to a short right center. And as soon as he hit it, I took off at it. And because I'm like, I can't let this ball get through. I can't let this ball get to the ground. And I dove at it. And one rule that they got is when you dive at a baseball, you never have your head below your butt. And I dove down at the ground because he hit a pea. And it went off the tip of my glove. And I knew it. I said, this motherfucker gonna get her inside the ball. Luckily, we had Willie Wilson because they moved Willie over to right field. Willie, it went off my glove and went to the wall. By the time the ball got to the wall, Dion was round the second already. He was running, Jack. He was flying. He got a triple out of it, but when I hit the ground, I dislocated this shoulder. And as I'm sliding, I roll over and I pop it back in the socket. And so I just set up and I'm trying to, my hand go numb. And I sit there. Willie Wilson come over and said, "Get your ass up." I said, "Man, I just dislocated my shoulder." So they call the train out. I go in. I go to the dugout and I walk down the steps. And I stand on the floor in the dugout and I put my hands up on the top step to stretch. And it pops out again. And everybody hears it. And all my teammates run because they hear it pop out of the socket again. And I popped it back in. He said, "No, come on, we got to go inside." And I was done. And I was done for that game. I was out for 6 weeks. 6 weeks rehabbing. Couldn't do anything. First at bat in Kansas City, Randy Johnson. This was when he didn't know where the ball was going when he let it loose. Put him in the water fountain in Kansas City. First pitch. And 20-something years later, I'm driving down the road and got my arm up in the car window like you do. Start hurting. About 3 or 4 months later, I can't pick my arm up. And the doctor said, "Did you ever dislocate the shoulder?" I said, "Yes." And I said, "Deion Sanders is the reason I dislocated." So 2016, I had this shoulder replaced and the rotator cuff reconstructed. And it's all because of him. So I called him and I said, "Look him. Look him."
Look here.
I said, "Look here. You need to call your attorneys." I said, "Because I'm suing you for messing up my shoulder." Now I said, "Now I'll settle with you. I'll settle with you for a lifetime certificate at Sizzler." I said, "I'll settle with you for a lifetime supply at Sizzler."
He said all this, Jamie.
But yes, I tell people my shoulder, I had a shoulder replacement because of him.
And I tell people, me and Bo Jackson hit 4 home runs in Yankee Stadium. We hit 4 home runs.
The same night.
Same night.
We hit 4 home runs. I ain't said he hit 3 of them, but we hit 4 home runs that night.
We hit 4. But see, and that was actually during the time, and the thing that I say is that was during the time when we hustled, we laid out, we sprinted everything out. And if we hit a ground ball, that infielder, he got to rush to get that ball to first base.
He got to move it.
Because if you catch that ball and do like they do now, catch it, pat it twice, then throw it, man, we walking back to first base.
He getting ready to steal second. He getting ready to steal
We
second.
walking back to first base.
Jamie, let me tell you something, my best Bo moment, honestly. All-Star game, man. Lead-off batter. And I'm watching. That's when everybody watched the All-Star game. The All-Star game was really the All-Star
When it
game.
mattered, yeah.
They drove went straight central. And that's when they had is that when they launched the Bo Knows commercials? No.
That was after I came back from but Bo Knows what's going on during that time.
Yeah. But I know they played the commercial.
They played, yeah.
After he hit a bomb to lead off, and I was like, man, see, that's a dog on a stage like that. Yeah. First of all, they put him as a leadoff hitter. I don't know
every
why.
Every
pitcher's like, oh my God, we got to deal with this to lead off, and he caught it.
But the thing behind that deal is that I didn't know that I was leading off until I got to the locker room and looked at the lineup. I said, because Tony La Russa was the manager. I'm like, "Tony, I ain't never laid off a day in my life." I said, "What do I do?" He said, "Bo, we need some speed on." But I said, "What do I do?" He said, "Just get up, knock the hell out of the ball, get on base. And I knew with Rick Russell pitching, that I'd have to swing a heavy bat because I got to sit back and wait on it. Sit back and wait on it. And after I finished talking to Tony La Russa, the president walks into the locker room, Ronald Reagan. And he walked around, meet everybody, got over to me, he shook my hand, and he turned around and told his Secret Service guy, he said, he has a very strong grip. He has a very strong grip. So meeting the president, then 45 minutes later, going out in front of the country and hitting a bomb, leading off, because I said, why is it that you got me leading off? He said, because behind you, I got Wade Boggs, Don Mattingly, Kirby Puckett. So the Mark McGuire. He got all these just big bang. I said, okay. I said, okay. I see why now, and so forth and so on. But got up to the plate, watched the first two pitches. I said, all right, he dropping it off the table hard. I said, just get ready to golf swing, like I'm swinging my 9-iron. And lo and behold, I caught it. But I caught it. Didn't expect it to hit it that far. I was just looking to get a hit to get on base. But you know how it is. But when you get one and you don't you don't expect to get it, you go like, uh-oh, but you go around the bases like, oh, but I knew that I was gonna get it. I knew I was gonna get it.
That was a moment for me, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in the way you hit home runs by mistake, because you're trying to just get a hit. And if you catch it on the sweet part of the bat, right angle, it's gonna go. It's gonna go out the ballpark. Period.
When you Bo Jackson,
it's gonna go. It's gonna talk about the Bo knows, because he at the same time, it's Prime and what he's doing, and Bo knows is going huge, at the same time. How much by design was Bo knows from the standpoint of Bo, you, or Bo the entity? And the reason I'm asking the question is because you knew there was something else there, and you knew you was gonna make money. You from the farm, so you know you got a share crop, so you're gonna have some tomatoes, you're gonna pick the corn. So walk me through the thing that is Bo Jackson.
The thing that's Bo Jackson, but is that I don't consider myself the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm sharp enough to cut you. I'm not the sharpest knife.
Oh, I'm going to use that. I'm using that, dog. I'm using that.
The sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm sharp enough to cut you. But one thing that I do is that I surround myself with a bunch of straight edge razors. Period. I surround myself with people that's smarter than me, people that are looking out for me, and not just leeches that want to go around and brag, oh, well, I got Bo Jackson as a client. Bo Jackson is a friend of mine. And so I just don't. But I stopped doing that my second year out of Auburn. And I just knew where I wanted to go in life. I knew I didn't want to go back. I knew that I didn't want to go back home. Don't get me wrong. That's where I go whenever I feel that I need to be grounded. Mm-hmm. Go back home, get with my sisters, get with my brothers. We hang out and sit and talk out in the yard, eat Sunday dinner. And they cuss me out. I fuss with them and so forth and so on. I fight with my sisters like we do and so forth and so on. Back when I go home, I'm not Bo. I'm everything but Bo. They call me everything but Bo. And I love that. I love that. It gives me the sense of, hey, I'm no better than the person across the aisle from me. I'm no better than the guy walking down the street. I'm no better than the guy picking up my garbage. Period.
Yeah.
That's just how things are.
My wish, we got to get together and just go fishing, man. We just got to get on the boat together, put a camera on it, and just talk and just have a good old time because I love you like that, man. We got to do that.
I got my boat sitting out in my driveway right now, and I was gonna go right after this. And I'm not joking. Now I could take my iPad and go show you right out the window right now. I got my boat sitting in the driveway. I haven't hooked my truck up to it yet, and going down to the river, getting on the river, getting up there and anchoring, not too far from the dam, catch hybrid bass all day. Catch hybrid bass all day.
Isn't that crazy, Jamie?
That's what
I
it
mean, two athletes that perform at this level, and both of us country boys deep down in love.
Yeah, want to fish.
You both hunt.
Well, one was a real country boy,
Yeah, I ain't gonna
and
kill
you a
that.
full country boy
Yeah,
that's
I'm a full
become a country boy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna kill nothing, but Bo kill everything. He'll kill everything with his hands and with a bow and with everything. Ain't gonna do
I'm
nothing
telling you, hey, and I don't just go hunting to hunt. I don't go hunting to hunt. I go hunting for the meat. But if I don't eat it, I get it processed and give it to a needy family.
I'm a needy family. So you
Trust
just
me. But
yeah.
you look like you ain't missed no meal. You ain't
I'm a
missed no
lineman.
meal.
I wasn't supposed to miss no meal.
You ain't, and don't you say that your mama said, "Oh, but he's just a big baby." No, you ain't missed no meal, bro. Trust me on that.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, Bo. You go do your fishing, man. I love you, my brother. Let's keep in touch a little more. I appreciate you, man.
Love you too. Y'all keep it straight. Hey, keep COVID at bay. God bless you. Keep your family safe, dude.
All right. If you see another Bo Jackson, please send him to Jackson State for me, please.
Please send it to Jackson State.
Yeah.
All right. All right, coach. Listen. I tell you this, and I don't know how you can work out, but now I stutter. Period. Everybody knows that. But I'll tell you this. I've been on the national speaking tour for almost 25 years now, and people pay me, which I'm not bragging. It is a blessing. I got corporations that pay me to come around the country to speak to their employees or at their seminars and so forth and so on. And I'm going to say this to you, DR, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to wait for you to invite me down to come speak to your boys.
Wow.
On the house, the only thing I said, you get me there.
I got
I'll come down to speak at your house. It's on the house.
I got you.
It's on the house.
That's it. And we're going to fish too.
Down because, number one, I'm going to talk to them because I'm going to talk to them like I'm the dad. See, you got that limit to where you can go. You got the limit. But I'm going to talk to them like a Southern black dad.
There you go.
Tell them what is expected of them. To tell them what is expected of them. And tell them how their actions can affect the whole team.
Wow.
Tell them how their actions can affect your parents at home. And how your bad actions can get it to where your parents can't leave their house without somebody pointing a finger at them, saying, I told you he wasn't going to do nothing, and he just showed it. Said, you can't do that. You can't do that. And, hey, I'll just tell them, you got to think. Every time when you with your boys and y'all having a good time, even before y'all start to have a good time, sit back and ask yourself this question. If something goes sideways here, who is it going to affect besides me? It's going to affect my coach, my teammates, university, most of all, my family. Think about that. Just think about that before you get with your boys, get in that car, drive down the highway, and do whatever you do. Think about the repercussions of the stupid things that we do. Because the road that they trying to run down, we walked down that road a long time ago. But we know what's down that road.
Yes, amen.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, y'all be good, but I'm going to get up out of here and go out here and make sure I got my batteries charged on my boat.
And you going to watch the game, right?
Don't make me cuss you out.
Don't cuss you out. Appreciate you, boss, man.
All right, dog. All right, man.
All right, fellas.
Take care, my brother.
Y'all be good.
You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never